Welcome to the post-game press conference after the third place game at the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023. The final score after the game between USA and Canada, 118 to 127 after overtime. I have with me now from Team USA head coach Steve Kerr and player Mikal Bridges. We start with both player and coach's statement before we move on to some questions. Mikal, if you could share your final thoughts on this game and the tournament with us.
Just defense. I think we didn't get enough stops. They had a rhythm, but we just faltered in. You know, I could take that with me. You know, after this, but yes, it hurts.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, congrats to Canada. They played a great game. Feel bad for our guys. You know, they really put so much into this over the last 6 weeks. Amazing group, and you know, tough to try to hang in there tonight without three guys who are very important to the team. But these guys, Mikal and the whole group, they fought and did everything possible to hang in. And Mikal hit an incredible shot to force overtime. We just ran out of gas, but you know, Mikal said it. We couldn't get stops. Team scores 127 points and shoots 51%, makes 17 threes. You're probably not going to win. So Canada deserved it, and congrats.
Thank you. I would like to open up the floor for questions. We start up here in the second row.
Mikal, I know it might be tougher to relive this after what happened in overtime, but the play that you made at the end of regulation, send it to overtime. Take us through what you were thinking on the free throw and then all the way through making the shot.
Looked at coach and they told me to miss the second one and just try to, you know, miss it right. You know, that's kind of where you want the ball to be at, kind of, you know, in situations like that. And I just read and react and saw and just chased after it. Knew there was low time and, you know, just went and shot it.
We have one more question up here.
Coach, at the start of overtime, you guys made the decision to go small with Mikal at the 5. What was the thought process behind that decision?
Well, Josh fouled out, so you know, we were going small with Josh at the 5, and you know, I just made the decision to get those 5 guys on the floor. We were down by that time when Josh picked up his 5th. So I think we were down 6. So I thought if we got Mikal in there, we could spread the floor and get to the rim. And you know, unfortunately, we just you know, we didn't get a good enough combination of scores and stops to cut into the lead. I thought their 6-0 run to start overtime was crucial, and they were able to control it from there.
One more question back here, yes?
Tim Reynolds with the AP. Steve, going through what you guys have gone through here, and especially tonight, how much can it help the process next summer? And sometimes our reminders like these needed, that everything you guys have been saying for years about how the world is caught up. Do you need to sometimes go through stuff like this to find that next level?
No, I didn't need any reminder. I was on the staff in 19. You know, we finished 7th. United States hasn't won the World Cup since 2014. It's hard. These teams in FIBA are really good, well coached, and they've got continuity, and they've played together for a long time. So this is difficult, and it's been difficult already. So you know, what I am so impressed with is just the way our guys fought, and especially tonight under these circumstances, you know, missing you know, 3 key teammates and just battling to get to overtime was impressive. So the narrative about, you know, USA basketball, FIBA, you know, do we need reminders? We're past that. You know, these teams are really good.
We have another question up here, yes?
Coach, earlier in the tournament you said that you shared like the reasonable behind the construction of the team, the building of the team. For example, the way on being able to switch on everybody on defense. Do you think that the continuity you mentioned, like the thing to be accustomed to play in FIBA context, should be a factor also in building the next teams starting from Paris and onwards?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for us to build continuity with Team USA just because we naturally have so much turnover year to year. I think, what we've tried to do is really learn, what wins a FIBA game. We've really studied everything about FIBA and the history of United States basketball, and when we've won, what has been the reason, and when we've lost, what has been the reason. So we study all that stuff, and what it comes down to for us in this tournament, we put ourselves in a great position. We got to the semifinals. We were right there. We couldn't get enough stops. We just didn't defend well enough against Germany or against Canada, and that's the bottom line. So every year when you try to build a team, you try to build the best two-way team you can and be able to get stops and score, but everybody's trying to do that.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. For both of you guys, Steve as the coach who deployed the double team against Shai, and Mikal as someone who was often in those double teams, just what makes him so difficult to guard when the game's on the line like that?
He's nice. He's just slithery, knows how to get out, get away from you. He's first team, I think, for a reason. So, yeah, he's just tough. I mean, he's an unbelievable player, and he's just really good.
Yeah, he's the one who guarded him, Mikal. He's got the best perspective, but we tried everything. When we doubled him, Brooks was making threes. When we didn't, he was making his pull-ups. So give those guys credit. They both played great.
One more question, all the way in the back.
Coach, first of all, Thanastas Proulias from Greece. First of all, I would like to thank you for honoring the international basketball. For many decades, the international basketball was the one who's following the steps of the NBA, the high-end and the groundbreaking developments in terms of tactics, even the rules. After the experience you have in the World Championship in 19 and this year, do you think that the NBA needs or should copy something from the international basketball in terms to be an even more amazing league than it is right now?
It's an excellent question. The NBA is very different from FIBA, for sure. And I think there are some things from the FIBA game that would be good in the NBA and vice versa. But that's a longer conversation than just answering that question up here. So, but there's a lot to learn for sure.
I see one more question up here, yes?
Here, Mikal, José Ramón Alba, de Basar TV from Spain. From this time you've been with national team, which is the thing that you take it the most and you think would be important to also translate it into your game when you return to the NBA?
I just think the biggest thing I take away is just relationships I built with everybody, with the coaches and my teammates and everybody else on staff. That's what I just take away from this, just all the relationships I made through this.
I see one more question.
Hey, Steve, with three guys out, all with some kind of illness, was there something running through the team? And was there anybody who played today who wasn't feeling well?
There's definitely a bug that's gone through the team, and a lot of people besides those three players have been sick as well.
Final question for Team USA. Yes, over here.
Mikal, having gone through this this summer and giving up the 6 or 7 weeks to do this, do you have an opinion on whether you want to go to Paris? Are you in if they ask? Have you thought about what it would be like to wear the uniform again next year?
Yeah, I think I'll never say no. It's an honor every time. I wouldn't, even though the outcome is not what we wanted, but I wouldn't trade these 6 weeks, 7 weeks away for nothing.
Thank you. I see one more hand up there.
Thank you. Karol Siva from Poland. Question to Mikal. At the end of the day, it didn't have any meaning, but can you take us through the sequence when you miss a free throw, then you make this big three-point shot from the corner?
You know, coach told me to miss it, and I just try to miss it in the right way. I think they're worried about walking BP, so they just boxed him out, and I just had a clean lane and just went after it and tried to get behind the line.
Thank you. This wraps up the first part of the press conference. We'll be back with Team Canada shortly.